why somebody never really gets over depression can be explained by the law of physics, which states that energy is never destroyed, only transferred. Meaning, once you encounter whatever traumatic event in your life or whatever accumulated events in your life, and that barrier breaks and that depression is full throttle, and manifests itself. Once you get to that point, obviously the first step is identification and affirmation of what's going on. But and that is obvious. That no, you might not know, that is the most important element of dealing with depression. Actually knowing what the fuck you dealing with. Because trust me, I went through test after test, cancer test, age test, every motherfucking test you could spell I took. Didn't know what the fuck was going on until I had to be confronted face to face, eye to eye with the fact that this was depression causing all of this physical type shit going on with me. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, was motherfucking confined to my bed, didn't want to do nothing, didn't want to do a goddamn thing, you heard me? But again, once I identified the situation and was able to, man, I went to go see priests and everything. I went to go see a priest, man. I went to go see neurologists, man. I saw every fucking body, you know what I'm saying? But once I got beyond that point and I was finally able to go back to work, because I miss like 3 months of work, honestly. I'm gonna say about that. Between 2 to 3 months of work I missed. So when I finally was able to dissect the problem and get a preliminary basis and foundation of maybe why the events had transpired leading up to the depression, that was a big help. It was a big help. But one of the things that kind of fucked me up after that was I still was drinking. And don't drink, you know what I'm saying? They call that shit spirits for a reason. Like, that shit really accumulates within you. Like, if you ever had one of those nights where you swear and be damned, you don't know how the fuck you got home. You don't know. And sometimes you might think that motherfucking car drove itself. Real nigga shit. Yeah, that's called spirits, my nigga. Like, I'ma put it to you like this. Real nigga shit, all bullshit aside. I was in Irving. This is when I was living in Dallas. I was at Beamer's. This might have to be one of the reasons why I eventually wound up getting banned from Club Beamer's in Dallas for like a year and shit. Real nigga shit. That's real nigga shit. But I found myself at somebody's apartment that I didn't know who the fuck was. Thought it was my apartment. You know what I'm saying? The place was actually where I wound up, maybe 3 blocks from the Irving County, not Irving County, but the local Irving police station. They take you somewhere else, but they do have their little substation or whatnot. But eventually I wound up in New Sterrett or whatnot. But anyway, so I had to disengage myself with alcohol, and I even wound up getting a DUI in 2019, and that was actually the last time I drank in 2019. So that really kind of fucked up me dealing with the depression, continuing to drink, okay? But once I ended that and I stopped drinking, I hadn't touched the liquor alcohol since 2019. That energy, it began to, I guess, lift itself or decrease, all right? The depression, which caused me to miss work for like 3 months, I was able, I guess, to deal with life more effectively and accept shit or whatnot. But keep in mind, like I said, energy is not destroyed, cannot be destroyed, only transferred. So the energy that I experienced for really the entirety of the time that I dealt with the depression was on a submissive level. And for a lot of people who initially experience depression, that comes with the onset. Now, everybody's different, but a lot of people have a form of depression which causes you to be extremely submissive. And I guess if I want to put it in layman's terms, you almost feel like a little bitch. like really, like a little baby bitch, like dependent on their mama type little bitch like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you almost feel helpless, like you don't know what's going on. You in a real physical state of disorientation daily. Like bro, it's I tell you this, it's fucked up. It's worse like than getting, like, I would rather a nigga to just punch me in my face than to deal with the type of shit I dealt with during that period of time. I would have took ass whoopings every day as opposed to dealing with that fucking mental anguish of just feeling like I'm in a shell and can't do fucking nothing, bro. Real shit. So, like I said, once I was able to identify the fact that it was depression and move beyond that and move beyond the drinking, that energy got transferred in a destructive sense. And I'm laughing because it's not that it's funny, but it plays into what I'm talking about with the transfer of energy. It's never destroyed. See, once I stopped drinking, I thought all my problems were going to be solved. I thought everything was going to be fine. Life was going to be happy-go-lucky at that point. How wrong was I? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that energy that caused me to, like, not want to do nothing. Like I said, just freeze up like a bitch. That got transferred into a very destructive type of mentality, as opposed to dealing with situations that might potentially cause me to be down, or cause me to be disappointed, or my feelings to be hurt, or emotionally traumatized. Whereas in the past, I might subject myself to a little misery, a little disappointment, a little wallowing in my disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Like whole type shit, like weak type shit. You know what I'm saying? Which really, I could never do that again. So there's no other alternative, because like I said, the energy is not going to be destroyed. It had to be transferred. So there would be times, bro, where I would have like conversations and arguments with myself. Like really, you would think I was fucking crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the energy that was once submissive and introverted began to lash out. That same energy turned into rage. And I can't say anger, but anger is more personal. My shit was rageful. If anything didn't go my way, the slight murmur of disappointment or disengagement or dejection brought on feelings of rage and conflict. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. You don't need me to tell you that that's not good. But what I want anyone out there to consider, if you know anyone like this, it is not that a lot of people might choose to have the demeanor that they have. Maybe some people are assholes, and not all assholes are bad. Some people are assholes because it's built in. It's built in, and you can't judge them on that because that's who they are. There's a lot of people that are assholes that I love to death. I would go to bat for, that then did a whole bunch of shit for me, but they're assholes, but they're adorable, lovable assholes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not talking about that type. I'm talking about really rageful, destructive. Like, there are times where I don't want to be around people because I don't want the things that go through my head to externalize that. I try to, keep those, you know what I'm saying? But I can't even, I have to verbalize it. There are a lot of times when I'm within the confines of my apartment and I'm saying some whacked out shit. And I don't know if y'all knew, but I had one of the reasons behind my depression was religious based in my religion. I'm not going to go all into detail with that. You can go back and check some of my previous stuff. But I've said some pretty awful, blasphemous type shit. To get the anger that's inside of me, to get that shit out. And the thing about it is, you can say, well, just don't say anything. Just be, just keep it in your Come walk in my shoes. See how well that shit works. Just trying to like, when you feel the rage of that, just staying right there and being full. You try that shit. I got some land. I got some land on Snake Island for you. If that shit work for you. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at this point, bro, it's just an everyday struggle. Some good days and some bad days. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to tell you, there's no way in the world I will ever go back to that submissive, depressive state. There's no way that I would ever be subject myself to this type of shit I went through for 3 months. Never again. So if it means that I have to deal with the rage, with the monster that's inside of me, I'm gonna deal with the motherfucker. Now, my mind, my mind is still strong. That hadn't gone away yet. I'm still one of the smartest motherfuckers in the city of New Orleans. That ain't gonna change, all right? But this the motherfucker that's a bitch right here. This motherfucker, this heart. Let me tell you one thing, bro. This got ultimate control right here. Real nigga shit. But this motherfucker trying to get the keys every day. That motherfucker trying to get the keys every day. That motherfucker is a YN walking. You heard me? Anyway, man, I love y'all. Peace out.